Hey, welcome to Living the Dream with MS. Today I'm going to talk about a couple of things. The first being the MS hug. Doesn't that sound cute? It's not. It sucks. It's terrible. It's an MS symptom that many people with MS suffer from, and it is muscle spasms in the small muscles that connect the rib cage. The best way I can describe what it feels like is if you were to put on a lady's corset and tie it nice and tight so that it's that compaction of the ribs. Um, it makes it very painful. It's very difficult to breathe. And it's painful when you breathe. So I had it once 10 years ago, had no idea what it was. So then when I had one Sunday night, it can last from anywhere from a couple minutes to a couple hours. Mine lasted a couple hours, and I knew what it was right away because I had read so much about it. And there's very little you can do about it. You can visit the magic plant, but in order to really get relief from this, you have to do so much that you're pretty much going to pass out. Some people use heat, some people use cold. I'm always preferential to heat, so I took a nice hot shower. That helped loosen things up a little bit. Then my wonderful younger boys who knew what were going on had fashioned a device out of a heating pad, a fanny pack strap, and skiing hand warmers. So that when I came out, I was greeted with this and said, "Here, Dad, put this on. This will help you." So I sat down in the living room with their little heating device, and that helped too. It was very nice. I was very touched by the thought by my boys. So that's the MS hug. The MS hug is very scary if you haven't experienced it. That's one of the reasons I wanted to bring it up, because people think that they've either injured their back, some people think that they're having a heart attack and other awful things. And to know that if you have MS and you're experiencing these specific symptoms, the contraction in the rib cage making it difficult to breathe, but you're not having the other telltale symptoms, God forbid of a heart attack, pain down the arm and other things like that, that it's probably the MS hug, and that, rest, heat, and, whatever else you do are pretty much all you can do to get through it. I talked about information. Information is something that's very important. I do a ton of reading. As time goes on with this disease, the more reading I do. There are videos like this that I find very helpful. There are videos by doctors and nurses. There are videos that are about the science. There are videos about the symptoms. There are videos about the emotional. And I recommend that not only MS patients watch as much as they can and read as much as they can, but their support people, because there are people that are able to concisely describe something better than maybe the patient can, and it will help you understand what the patient is going through. There's no way, it's very difficult to describe an MS hug until I read somebody describing the corset, and I was like, oh my God, that's exactly what that is. And there are many other things like that, whether it be the pins and needles and how I've explained that as feeling like your leg fell asleep, or the optic neuritis with the knife on the optic nerve. These are all things that if we're able to communicate and understand each other as to what's going on, it just makes it more helpful for the MS person and for the support person. So I highly recommend reaching out, looking at whatever you can on the internet. There's so much information, and you don't have to take it all as gospel, because there's a lot of quackery out there too. But if you have a ton of information to pull from, it can make it more comfortable and more understanding. This is going to be one of my shorter videos. I very much wanted to talk about the MS hug because I know that a lot of people experience it, and a lot more will. And where it's scary and painful, I just wanted people to have that information. And then also to encourage people to reach out and get as much other information as possible. I am going to wrap it up for now. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe and please share, and I'm going to keep living the dream with MS.